morning students. This week we are going to see Geography Unit 1. The topic entitled as Representation of Geographical Features. Just we will see the nutshell of this lesson. First, introduction. Next we have the survey of India, and then we are going to see the uses of colors on a topo sheet, and about the scale. Below the scale we are going to see by a statement how we are going to measure, and by a representative fractions how we are going to see, and then we are going to see by a graphic or linear scale, and then about the measuring distances on a map using scales. Below that, measuring straight line distance, and then about measuring curved line distance, and then we are going to learn the signs and symbols, the conventional signs and symbols, and at last we will see the summary of this lesson, geographical features. Now we will see the introduction of this lesson, geographical feature. Geography is the study of inner relationship between the physical features on the earth's surface and human activities. Geography has its own devices and tools such as globes, maps, models, charts, diagrams, and photographs to study about the earth. We have already learnt about some of these tools in book 6. That is, last year we learnt about 6th standard about the globes and maps. Let us learn how the different physical and cultural features and the scale are represented in topographical maps. Now we will see the survey of India. The survey of India makes large scale maps based on actual survey of land. These maps are called topographical maps or topo sheet. They show the details about landforms, drainage patterns, land use, settlement patterns, transport, forest, and cultural features. The survey of India makes the topo sheets on different scales such as 1:25,000, and then 1:50,000, and 1:250,000. Previously, these topo sheets were made on the scale of 1 inch, 1 mile. Now they have been modified and fully undated on the scale of 1:50,000 for the whole country, fully updated. Okay, now we will see the use of colors on a topo sheet. Before that, this network forms a grid on the map. The grid is useful to find the correct location of the place on the earth. On a topo sheet, it is different to calculate the exact latitude and longitude of a place. To solve this problem, a set of vertical and horizontal lines are drawn in red. These lines also form a grid and a network of squares. This is called the arbitrary grid system. Many colors of tints are used on a topo sheet to represent different physical, economic and cultural features. The meanings of colors used on a topo sheet are as follow. The blue color. What the blue color intimates? It is used to show water bodies. It includes oceans, seas, lakes, rivers, ponds and well. What this red color denotes is used. This red color is used to show settlements. It is also includes roads, tracks and arbitrary grid system. Yellow color. Yellow color is used to show cultivated areas. Brown color. Brown is used to show the continents, their numeric and form lines. It is also used to show sand dunes and sand hills. Green color is used to show forested and wooded areas, orchards, trees and shrubs. Black color is used to show all names, boundaries, railways, telephone and telegraph lines, parallels and meridians, surveyed trees and heights. It is also used to show river banks and water bodies that have dried up, such as streams, wells and ponds. This is all about the colors on the topo sheets. Each color denotes each things, that is blue, red, yellow, brown, green and black. Easily we can understand by seeing this topo sheet. Now we have the scale. This is the scale shown in the picture. In India, we follow the metric system in which long distances are measured in kilometers and short distance in meters. The distance between any 2 points on a map is measured in centimeters. The distance between any 2 points on a map measured along a straight line is called a map distance. The distance between the same two places on the ground measured along a straight line is also called the ground distance. The ratio between the map distance and the ground distance is called the scale of a map. For example, if the distance between any 2 points on a map is 2 centimeter and the distance between the same 2 points on the ground is 5 kilometer, then the scale of the map is 2 centimeter, that is 5 kilometer. There are 3 ways in which the scale can be shown on a map. They are by a statement, by a representative fraction, by a graphic or linear scale. First we will see about the by a statement, how we can see the map shown on the statement. In the statement method, the scale is expressed in the words such as 2 centimeters is to 5 kilometers, or that is in number 2 centimeter is 5 kilometer. In this statement, 2 centimeter is the map distance and 5 kilometer is the ground distance. This is quick and easy method of using the scale to measure distances. However, it has 2 limitations. What are they? They are: the statement method can only be used by those who are familiar with the unit of measurement given in the statement. On enlargement or reduction of the map, the statement of scale for the new map changes. Next, we see the map by representative fraction. In the representative fraction, that is RF method, the scale is expressed in numerical fraction. In this method, the ratio between the map distance and the ground distance is given as a fraction whose numerator is always 1. For example, RF, that is representative fraction, is given as 1 by 1 lakh. That is, in the picture you can see 1 is to 250,000 or 1 by 250,000. Then in the numerator it represents the map distance and the denominator 1 lakh represents the ground distance. Already we saw in the statement what is the ground distance and the distance in the statement. It can also be written as 1 is to 1 lakh. No particular unit of measurement is used with representative fraction. It has the universal application in map making. It can also be converted into a statement, and the statement can be converted into representative fractions. There are two examples you can see in the book. Example number 1 and example number 2 calculations are given there. Already we saw in the by statement method and by representative fraction. Now we will see the graphic. By graphic or linear scale. In the graphic or linear scale method, the map distance is shown using a straight line. Already we saw the scale. Already I have shown this. The length of the line depends on the size of the map. It is usually between 12 centimeter and 20 centimeter. This line is divided into parts known as primary division. Usually the first primary division on the left is further subdivided into small parts known as secondary division. That is secondary scale also you can see. The starting or 0 point of the linear scale should be after the first primary division from the left. The primary divisions are to the right of 0 and the secondary divisions are to be left of 0. The linear scale is useful to measure the distance directly from the map. It also gives the figures of values of the corresponding ground distance. The linear scale remains correct even after enlargement or reduction of a map. This is about the graphic of linear scale. Next we have the measuring distance on a map using scales. What the distance can be measured on the map using a straight line or a curved line. Let us learn now how it is measured. Measuring straight line distance. The straight line distance on a map can be easily measured using a strip of paper with straight edge in the following way. First one is, can mark the points, say A and B, between which the distance is to be measured. Place the edge of the strip of paper along the line AB. Mark the limits of distances on the paper. Now place the paper along the linear scale and read the map distance. The distance between point A and B can be measured using a divider. Easily can see in the picture the straight line is measured by A and B, and we can differentiate and measure using the divider. Next we will see the measuring curved line distance. How to measure the curved line distance. The curved line distance on a map such as a river or a winding track or road cannot be correctly measured using a strip of paper. Therefore, a thread is used. The curved line distance can be measured in the following way. First, mark the point, say A and B. Same way in the how we measured in the straight line A and B, between which the distance is to be measured. Place one end of the thread on point A and then move the thread along the curved course. Now place the thread along the linear scale and read the map distance. An instrument called opsometer can also be used to measure the correct map distance. The ground distance is indicated on his dial. This is about the curved line distance, measuring the curved line distance. Next we will see the conventional signs and symbols of the map. There are so many signs and symbols you can see in the picture. We will see what are they. Maps are used to record and show a variety of information such as political or administrative boundaries, relief features, drainage patterns, climatic conditions, distribution of resources, distribution of population, means of transport, location of settlements, and other social and cultural features. Although a map does not have enough space to accommodate the actual size and shape of various physical and cultural features, but a map without these features is less informative. Thus, different signs, symbols, and letters are used to show various information on the map. These are the signs shown in the map. These signs and symbols are called the conventional signs and symbols. The meaning of conventional signs and symbols are explained in a key or legend on every topo sheet. We must know the conventional signs and symbols used in topo sheets in order to study and analyze the information given. The conventional signs and symbols are shown or used by the Survey of India on topo sheet. Yes children, that's all about this lesson, geographical features. With the pictures you can learn so many things about the geographical features. Now we will see the summary of this lesson. The large scale maps prepared by the Survey of India on the basis of the actual survey of land are called the topographical maps or the topo sheets. The topo sheets for the whole country are prepared on a scale of 1:50,000. On a map, the network of parallels and meridians is called a grid, while the set of vertical and horizontal lines drawn in red is called the arbitrary grid system. Different colors such as blue, red, yellow, brown, green and black are used to show physical, economic and cultural features on a topo sheet. The scale is the ratio between the map distance and the ground distance. It is shown on a map in three ways: by statement, by representative fraction and by graphic or linear scale. The method in which the scale of a map is stated in words is called the statement. This method has two limitations. First, this method can only be used by those who are familiar with the unit of measurement given in the statement, and secondly, when the map is enlarged or reduced, the statement of scale in the new map changes. The method in which the ratio between the map distance and the ground distance is given as a fraction is called the representative fraction, or RF. This method has universal application in map making. The method in which the map distance is shown using a straight line is called a graphic or linear scale. This scale remains correct even after enlargement or reduction of a map. On a map, the straight line distance can be measured using a strip of paper, while a curved distance can be measured using a thread or an instrument called opsometer. Different signs, symbols and letters are used to show information on a topo sheet. These are called conventional signs and symbol. Yes children, that's all about the summary of this lesson. Now we will see some of the hard words of the geographical features. First one is geographical, topographical, meridians, topo sheet, representative, graphic, conventional, measured, accommodate, circuit, house. Yes children, I think you would have understood the lesson. You can go through the book with the pictures. You can understand easily and be benefited by this online teaching. Children, don't waste time. Be prepared for the upcoming midterm exam. Thank you students.